was collecting rejections since at age 7. When I was 5 years old, my mom said that I should be an author. I nodded, and from that point on, every poem I ever wrote was submitted to Highlights or Cricket magazine. I'm not suggesting that's how it goes for all writers, and in fact, it was while I was attending law school when I really got inspired to write seriously.
Should you vote for me just because I'm the rich, popular, good-looking guy? Hell yeah! My dad always said how much people like you is directly proportional to what you look like. Not your thing.
What can I say? I'm substance over style.
Steer clear of the witch.
Wow, looks not important to you.
They're important to everyone, except you, clearly.
Imagine life without them. You have a year to find someone to love you.
What?
Or stay like this forever.
Like what?
As aggressively unattractive outside as you are inside.
My dad stuck me in this house so no one could see me.
Who are you? Mary Poppins. The tutor? Don't worry, I can't actually see you. Welcome to hell. Nice to meet you.
They hated me. Please make this go away. I learned my lesson.
You learn nothing. Find someone who can see better than you can.
Give me your money!
Stay away from that. What's with the mask?
I didn't want to freak you out.
Sure, the ski mask didn't freak me out. Why am I here?
Because you need to be protected. I need a thing Lily will like.
She didn't like it when you were being yourself.
What, this self? Or the jerk it was?
The man I know you to be. So are we ever gonna, like, really meet?
Pretty gruesome, huh?
I've seen worse.
I'm gonna build her a greenhouse. She's very into roses.
This rocks.
Thought I'd take the ugly thing and turn it into something not. Do you want to go somewhere with me? I need more time. I might have a shot if I have more time.
Can't. Sorry. You're the most beautiful man I've ever met.
That was the trailer, which was based off my novel BC. BC is definitely one of my favorite and most famous out of my collection. I published it in 2007. How many of you have heard of Beauty and the Beast? Well, that's where I got my idea from, just a modernized it. It received 13 awards and recognitions, including an ALA award for left-handed middle readers. My life began in a small town on Long Island called Scioto, New York, on October 23, 1966. As a kid, I loved to read. As a matter of fact, I read The Little Princess by Frances Hodgson 50 times. My favorite authors were Astrid Lindgren, Beverly Cleary, Judy Blume, Marilyn Sachs, and Laura Ingalls Wilder. Have you ever had a hard time making friends? I definitely did when I was in middle school after I moved to Miami, Florida. I was painfully shy, and I had tremendous difficulty making new friends, so I spent a lot of time reading and writing them. I think this experience inspired much of my writing for young adults, particularly my book, Breaking Point. Since I didn't have a lot of friends, I spent my time watching other people. Watching is something all writers must do, and it was junior high that I learned to do that. Perhaps because all the watching I did as a kid, I eventually decided to write for teenagers. When I close my eyes and visualize myself, I'm 12 or 13, running around the school track wearing an extremely unflattering white jumpsuit. So I tried to write books that jumpsuit girl would enjoy. It was junior high that taught me empathy too. I have a great deal of empathy for anyone who's having a hard time. The 3 biggest influences on my writing were law school, junior high, and my mother. Law school strikes people first because my characters usually involve in the legal system. But law school was last. My mother was first. When I was 5, my mom asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. How about an author? An author is a lady who writes books. That sounded fine to me, so I agreed. And after that, we assumed that I'd be a writer. By high school, I made some friends and gotten involved in various gifted and talented performing arts programs. A while after, I performed in vocal performance and studied opera in college. Panicked upon realizing that there weren't a whole lot of jobs for opera singers, I went to law school. It was law school that probably helped me with my first book, Breathing Underwater, which deals with the serious and all too common problem of dating violence. I based Breathing Underwater on my experiences interning with the state attorney's office and volunteering with battered women. I thought it was a really important topic, as 27% of teenage girls surveyed that have been hit by a boyfriend. After I graduated law school, I started writing an early version of Breathing Underwater in college while I was on a boring car trip with my parents, but I didn't get to finish it until I had my first daughter, Katie. I published 9 or 10 different novels, and most of them are from Disney fairy tales, just more modern burnout, because that's what my 12 or 13-year-old self enjoys. This is a poster of just like some of my books and other things about me. That was me when I was a little girl. That's me in middle school. That was me when I was doing opera in college, and that's me now. And that's my family, and that's my favorite book.
Would you mind passing that around for us?
My books seem to appeal to teens who might otherwise prefer not to read. My most popular novels would probably have to be either Beastly or Breathing Underwater, because a lot of teens could relate to them. Many of my books have made the American Library Association Best Book for Young Adult list, as well as quick picks for reluctant young adult readers. My writing style is more romance fantasy kind. I just like to make it interesting and unique. I also like to write narratives so I can explain the emotions of all my characters. All my novels have similar themes and morals I want my young readers to understand. One that I like, and I'm pretty sure you all heard that I really like, is the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover." It's a simple message that everyone can understand. I relate to it too because as a teen I didn't have a lot of friends because I was shy and I had a bad haircut. They never really got to know me. A lot of my characters were often shy too, and one was even obese in my book Breathing Underwater because I can relate and I know how it feels and what the insecurities are. So it makes it easier to write about than if I were writing about a popular book. But right now I'm as happy as can be with my husband Eugene, my daughters Katie and Meredith, my dog, my cat, and my horse in Colorado Bay, Florida, only half a mile away from my own school. Some thoughts I will leave you today are, just because something is beautiful doesn't mean it's good. I hope you won't just judge people on how they look or on how they act. Someone as horrible as a beast can look as beautiful as a rose. Maybe we judge people too much by their looks because it's easier than seeing what's really important. Some advice I'd give to you also, if you'd like to become an author, is to read a lot and write about what you want to write, not what you think is popular. I hope all of you take a minute to stop and think before you judge others by their appearance, because the people who know the least have the most to say, and if people judge you by what you do, don't let that stop you from what you love doing the most. Thank you for your time, and I hope you get the chance to read.